What's up, my awesome YouTubers? Ryan1988 or Justin back here to do a reader for you all. Hope you're all doing well out there. And today I thought I would talk about some of my favorite horror movies that take place in the summertime. And it is Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day to you all. I hope you're all having a great holiday weekend. And when Memorial Day happens, it's time, at least for me, and probably like many of you, to start watching your favorite summer horror movies. Whether they're slasher movies, animal attack movies, there's just so many great ones out there. And I'm sure I'm leaving off some other movies that I love, but these are pretty much my go-to summer horror movies. So I want to talk about them. Some are very popular. Some of them are obscure. Maybe you haven't seen the obscure ones, or maybe you haven't seen any of these. I recommend them. They're fun to watch. They're great. Some are classics. Some are cult classics. Some are just fun movies to watch, and I watch them throughout from now up until August. And then once summer's over, we get into October, and then I'll recommend some October, fall, Halloween favorites. And by the way, you can watch these during that time too, which I do as well. But getting started, some really well-known ones, and we have the fourth movie, I'm going to call it third movie, coming out next month. But I'm talking about I Know We Did Last Summer, and I Still Know We Did Last Summer. Staple movies, absolutely, for me at least. I love watching these at least once or twice a year, but if I don't watch them twice a year, I watch them once a year, and that is in July. I say twice a year, though, because I think I just watched the first one a couple months ago. But I will be watching in July. I'll be watching I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. And then we have the new movie coming out, which is just called I Know We Did Last Summer. It's a sequel reboot, like many of the latest movies that we've been getting, but I'm excited for that. We have Jennifer Love Hewitt coming back. We have Freddie Prinze Jr. I love The Fisherman. I think he's a great and underrated killer. I Always Know We Did Last Summer, I'm not a fan of. I've seen it once or twice, so I don't consider that a movie in the franchise, which technically, yes, it's there, it exists, but for me, it'll be a trilogy. At least I hope. I hope the new one's good, so at least fun. Let's make it fun. But anyway, these are great ones to watch. Absolutely love them. Let's get these three out of the way. You can watch the whole franchise if you want, which I actually love or really enjoy a majority of them, even the ones that I'm not going to mention, but these are four staples for the summertime. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, which I also have the Second Sight release, but I also love the Dark Sky films slipcover. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the Vinegar Syndrome release, or whichever release you have. Really, I'm just recommending the movies, but this is a fantastic release. Then we have the remake from '03, which, my favorite horror movie remake. And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, which is a prequel to the remake. And apparently, I think we're going to get these from Arrow Video. So I'm really excited about that. Brand new bonus features, hopefully. And I love what they did with the Friday 13th 4K releases. So yes, I would be down for some Texas Chainsaw Massacre Arrow releases, because I love both these movies. I think they're both great movies. I love all four of these movies. I love, again, or really enjoyed the rest of them, but if I'm going to pick staples for you to watch, these four. Absolutely. This one is a little obscure. I think it's the fan favorite of the movies that we have so far, but when it comes to summer horror movies, I don't hear too many people talk about this, but I absolutely love it, and that is Strangers Prey at Night. Like I said, I think this is the fan favorite of the movies. Don't get me wrong, I love the original movie. It's one of the scariest movies I saw when it came out. Still creepy and effective today. But I love Prey at Night. I think it's just awesome. I love the setting. I love the atmosphere. The music is great. I think it's a summer horror movie. I believe so. If not spring, but it feels like a summer horror movie. You have the amazing pool scene with the lights and the neon lights and just that whole atmosphere again. Perfect. But in general, I love the atmosphere in this movie, and it is just pure fun from beginning to end. It's got some great tension in it as well, but it's just a fun, atmospheric summer horror movie, and I love Strangers Prey at Night, just absolutely. Then we could dive into some other slasher movies, some 80s slasher movies, late 70s. So the first one, The Burning, again, a staple for me, and possibly for many others. This is one of the best to come out from the 80s, especially the early 80s. This was the golden age of the slasher movie craze, and it's one of the best, and I absolutely love it, and I'll probably be watching this one tonight. I'm so excited to revisit this movie. This one I save for once a year, and that is in the summertime, so absolutely love it. You can go with any of these movies, but I decided just to pick one, and if I make another list in the future, I'll probably throw another movie from the franchise on this list, but Friday the 13th Part 2. Some of the movies in the franchise definitely have more of a summer horror movie atmosphere than other movies. I feel like the early ones really have that summer atmosphere. You know, Part 1, fantastic, I love it. The rest are great, love them, one of my favorite franchises. But without a doubt, the second best in the franchise after Part 4 is Part 2. But I think Part 2, in my opinion, has the best summer atmosphere. And then the original would. But it's really hard to say that because I feel like most of these movies have a great summer atmosphere. But if you get what I mean, the early ones really captured that summer feel, and I love the atmosphere in Part 2. So the atmosphere for me in this movie is the best summer atmosphere in the franchise. So anyway, but Friday the 13th Part 2, absolutely love it. Just one of my favorites in general. I have many editions of this movie, but I really like this steelbook, so I wanted to show that one off to you. This is a very obscure one, and I forgot another movie, so I'll mention that in a minute, but Tourist Trap from 1979. Actually, hold on real quick. So, Tourist Trap from 1979. Yeah, underrated, very underrated slasher movie from the late 70s, early 80s, but a perfect summer atmosphere. So again, if you're looking for some movies you probably haven't seen or you might have heard of, or movies that you've seen but it's been a long time since you watched it, watch Tourist Trap. It's great. One of my favorites. And then the one that I wanted to talk about because it just celebrated 20 years since its release, and that is House of Wax, which came out in 2005, just celebrated its 20th anniversary. I saw this movie in theaters. The reason why I talked about Tourist Trap and then this movie is House of Wax is pretty much a remake to this film right here, but because the name House of Wax is very popular, they call it a House of Wax, which is, a staple. It's a classic. It's a cult classic. I love the name with the movie, but if you've seen this movie, or if you've seen this movie and haven't seen Tourist Trap, this movie is pretty much a remake to this. So I would have been happy with the name Tourist Trap, but I also like the name House of Wax. But this would be a great double feature if you're wanting to watch, a double feature at night during the summer. Put on Tourist Trap and then watch House of Wax. I think both movies are fantastic. This next one, it's not the best summer atmosphere, but it is a summer horror movie, and that is The Final Terror. Again, really obscure, really underrated, but a great movie. I think it's a great movie. There was an old DVD release before Scream Factory released on Blu-ray, which was not the greatest transfer. It was actually really bad. And then we got this Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray looks so much better. And again, I don't hear many people talk about this movie, so maybe this is one that you would want to watch and check out this summer. So, The Final Terror. I know there's many more movies in this franchise, but this is my favorite of the franchise, and without a doubt, the best summer atmosphere. The 2 and 3 really have more of a fall atmosphere. I noticed they're like wearing sweaters most of the time, or at least the third movie. But I'm just talking about Sleepaway Camp, the original, my favorite. Even though I love 2 and 3, after 3, there's a fourth movie, but it's Return to Sleepaway Camp, not a great movie. But I love the first 3. This is my favorite though, and I feel like this, out of the movies, has the best summer atmosphere. And it also has a lot of, gay undertones, which next month is June, Pride Month, so maybe I'll review this. So, being a gay man myself, part of the LGBTQ plus community, I love reviewing movies in June. I'm also a big horror movie fan, so maybe I'll review Sleepaway Camp. But I love Sleepaway Camp. Just in general, a fantastic slasher movie that I highly recommend. So you probably have seen that one though. But I love summer slasher movies. Like, that's just my favorite. That's my jam when it comes to summer horror movies. So I wanted to name off some of my favorites. I forgot Don't Go in the Woods, but I feel like I'm probably one of the rare people that love that movie. It's not technically a great movie, but I love it. So, but I left that one off the list. I feel like the movies I mentioned, and then this movie would be movies that I think more people would love and appreciate. So the last of these summer slasher movies is Just Before Dawn. Again, obscure, underrated. Not many people talk about this, and it's had some great releases, and this is the best Blu-ray release we've had of this movie. But Just Before Dawn, I've not seen the movie, but I believe the same director that directed this directed a movie called Blue Sunshine, which I've heard is really good. It's really good. But I love Just Before Dawn. Yeah, fantastic movie. And yeah, I love watching this at least once a year, maybe twice. But it's definitely a movie to watch during the summer months. So, but Just Before Dawn, amazing movie there. And then we're going into some, creature fish movies. Talking about Piranha, the original from 1978 or 79, and then the 2010 or 2011 remake, which I love both of them. This one is a little bit more serious. It's campy now because of some of the effects, but this one is just pure camp, and it's meant to be pure camp, and it's so entertaining. I love both movies. I know we have Piranha 2: The Spawning and Piranha 3DD. These are my favorites. These are the ones I wanted to mention and talk about. So, Piranha, absolutely love it. And Piranha 3D, or Piranha, however you want to call it. I love both movies. I highly recommend both of them. And lastly, no summer horror movie list wouldn't be the same without Jaws, which its 50th anniversary is coming up. So, perfect time to watch it this month, or these summer months coming up. But I love Jaws. Debating on getting the Steelbook. I know they're doing a 4K Steelbook with a brand new documentary, so we'll see if I pick that up. I say we'll see. I'll probably be picking it up. But love Jaws. And then I wanted to talk about the sequels, because I feel like they don't get a lot of love. I love the sequels. I love every one of them. I love this franchise in general, but Jaws 2 really highlighting that movie of the four films because, Jaws, very popular movie. Everybody, mostly everybody, a majority of people watch it during the summertime. But Jaws 2 doesn't get enough talk. The sequels don't get enough talk, but Jaws 2 is a perfect summer atmospheric horror movie. And it's also a slasher movie with the shark. Bigger body count in the movie. So I love that. Jaws 3, or 3D, takes place at SeaWorld, and I think it's so much fun. I love the movie. It's pure camp. It's so pure camp, but I love it. And then Jaws the Revenge, again, pure camp. It tries to be serious. Some elements are just pure camp, but I personally love the movie. So I love all four movies. I think all four movies are great to watch during the summertime. Yes, the quality of the movies decline. I'm not trying to diss the movies because I love them all, but they do decline as the movies go on. But, if you're going to watch some Jaws movies, if you don't want to watch all four of them, definitely watch Jaws and Jaws 2. At least watch those. But I recommend all four of the movies. So, anyway, that is my list for some of my favorite summer horror movies. Kicking off the summer, again, we have 3 months of summer horror movies that we can watch. Summer movies in general, like, I could probably do a list of, like, my non-favorite summer horror movies, so just summer movies in general. But I wanted to, kick off this kind of list of movies with summer horror movies because that's really what the channel's about. It's my love for movies, but it's really my love for the horror movie genre. And if you're like me, you like to watch your summer horror movies. So if you've not seen any of these summer horror movies, check them out. Some rare ones, some classics. And if I missed any, leave the comments down below. But I hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you all. I love you. I know I'm supposed to have a Final Destination Bloodlines review up. I'm going to wait on that, though, because on the next episode of Double Cinema, or Double Edge Cinema, me and my buddy TJ are going to be talking about Final Destination Bloodlines, so stay tuned for that, and then we're going to rank all the movies. So I have not posted a review because we're doing that, and I want you all to hear my thoughts during the live stream. So I would post a review, but then you'd watch the live stream and you know what I was talking about already. So, or you would already know my thoughts about the movie. So I'm going to wait for that. But I wanted to give you this list of movies, this video, and again, talking about some of my favorite summer horror movies that I recommend you all watch. So, as always, y'all are awesome, y'all rock. In with a positive, out with a negative. I love you all so much. Always be yourself. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.